I think it's pretty obvious we don't know what we're talking about, so I think everything's good.
Now y'all know what's wrong with me. And on that note,
I don't even know if it was bad breathing. I just know that it was bad on our part.
Go support your team. Go
Yes.
support band, cheerleaders.
The autumn mix inspired Michael Bell. It's the first time he's ever raised his hands on a yes.
Well,
so that's pretty impressive.
Scare that referee coming back. Let's talk a little football. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Press Box. I'm so glad you can join us. I'm here with the three wise men of South Georgia: Randy Young, Michael Best, Jim Rayburn, and
He paused.
Every single one of us
Yeah.
went,
I question your sanity.
That's
He
true.
paused.
That never a true word has been spoken on the set right there.
Did he
Right.
pause on
Yeah,
wise
pause.
or pause on a name? I'm
Well, he
not sure.
paused on Jim.
Yeah,
Well, he knows he's
That's
the wise.
he knows I'm not a wise
it's
man.
it's for drama.
He's just a wise
For
guy.
drama. All right, and they're smarter than me, so let's get
we're
to
in
that.
trouble.
So yes, indeed we are. This time of year, first round of playoffs. There's always the magic bracket. We'll talk about how your brackets kind of go as we preview the
magic
season.
bracket.
But there's always like some team, let's just say it, Fitzgerald, who just the magic bracket gets kind of an easy ride. Doesn't mean they're going to win it, but that has happened before. So let's kind of break down the individual brackets a little bit and like who's got an easy path over there, Randy, for 5A. Is it 5A?
It is.
Okay,
Last
because they
time I
change it
checked.
every.
Yeah, last time I checked.
They may have changed it 2 weeks ago, but 5A.
Lee County, they have really no test until they get to the semifinals, unless something strange happens, which it always can. Of course, I think Thomas County Central's in the worst bracket, or part of the bracket as far as the competitiveness is concerned. We've got us, Rome, Langston Hughes, and Roswell all down there in that one little corner. But as far as 5A is concerned, Lee County's
Lee's
got
kinda
the
got that
easiest
path.
path. Yep.
All right. What do you say, Michael Best?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I quit looking. I don't know. I mean, with these power rankings,
It's very confused.
yeah, it
everything,
really
honestly.
is, and I don't know. All of them look pretty fairly distributed. So
Okay. So not all the juggernauts are not
I
all
feel
in
like
one.
GHSA did an excellent job of
All right.
Hey,
All right.
here we go.
equity and parity.
Yeah, just keeping it fair, and
That's
y'all
what it's
pray,
all about, keeping it fair.
Y'all pray for Michael Best. Something
Yeah.
may be wrong.
If something's wrong, Michael has had a stroke or
So
something
there's some
on
sort of
set.
a
Something ain't
fever
right.
involved here or something. I'm not sure.
GSA is never fair.
All right.
got 11,
You want me to talk
okay?
about a bad bracket?
Yeah, you guys are in a bad
Thomasville
bracket.
Bulldogs are in the toughest bracket. If we make it to the state championship game, it'll be a miracle.
Y'all are doing something.
We got to go through. Well, the first two games are easy, but then you got to go to Shamrock Bowl, beat Dublin. They're like the number 2 team.
And then
And then Toombs, the number 6 team. Toombs didn't win the region championship like us. Toombs would have been 3, we would have been 4 because we didn't win the region championship. We dropped to 7 and they're 6, minute points ahead. So then you got to go to 3 of the top teams are in that thing:
Yeah.
Thomasville, Dublin, and Toombs. If you survive that, you may not be able to survive the championship game. Fitzgerald and Worth have to meet maybe the second or third round.
Yes, third round. I think.
Third round, the winner of that may possibly be in the finals.
Yeah. So anyway, they've had the magic bracket before. Sometimes that works out, sometimes it doesn't. But it is interesting how it all works out. And I the good thing about the playoffs is the cream rises to the top. I think the good teams
Normally.
win and move on. So
I will tell you, if you want to look at some fun matchups, go to 6A.
yeah.
I mean, there are some tough opening round games in 6A. Not that there's not tough games in every classification, but that classification is brutal.
Yeah, Valdosta's got somebody. Are they have Milton or somebody? They
No,
got
Milton's
somebody.
in
Milton's
5A.
in
Milton
5A.
5, or they have
forget who
one
they
of the
got.
juggernauts.
I think they have Walton.
Walton, I
Okay.
think it is.
So
Yeah,
And they
that's
have
tough.
to go to Walton.
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, that's what it's all about. It's going to be fun. So let's talk Thomasville High School Bulldogs. They have Bacon coming into town.
We actually get to play this week.
Y'all get to
That's
play.
good.
It seemed like we
That's
hadn't played in a month.
right. Y'all have been on,
On, off. Now we get Bacon coming to town. Of course, Bacon was coming one time before
Yeah, there was some
and
issues
did not come, but I think they're going to come this time. So anyway,
Got it straight.
What's left of them?
We're good.
what's left of them, they've had some problems, and I've still not figured out how Georgia High School put Bacon in over Brantley, because Brantley beat Bacon and Brantley beat Jeff Davis, and So I don't know how.
Yeah, it's going to be a focus game.
It's got to be.
It's one of those games where you would definitely say Thomasville's favored, but that doesn't exclude that they're going to have to work hard and play well, but also with discipline.
This is a pacifist game.
Yeah,
You got to be
that's
a pacifist. You got to play, make the play, go back. Well, we
Yeah.
don't huddle. Go back to the line. You got to turn your backs and walk away.
Yep.
Yeah,
Because
things can get
because
chippy.
of the
Yeah.
because of the reputation of Bacon County, you got to walk away. They had three out of their 5 home games got stopped
Yeah,
Because of fighting.
because of fighting.
because of fighting.
They'll make more.
Yeah.
The bad thing about this, they'll make more money out of this game than we will.
That's true, due to how they do the playoffs. But I do think it's a very good test of Thomasville of how much the players are listening to the coaches. These coaches, I'm sure, all week are going to be like, "Hey, go back to the huddle, get back online, don't return anything, because you could be kicked out of this game and miss the next game.
Right.
There's a lot of discipline things you got to worry about."
Kind of do what they did against Brantley, because Brantley was doing a lot of stuff after the whistle, and our kids kind of kept their cool, and so they got to keep their cool no matter what. Just do what you got to do, take care of it, get a good lead, let the young kids play. If they kick one of them out,
Yeah,
it's not a major deal, but we can't lose any starters going into. If we win, we play either Temple or Putnam County. So, but our fans need to come out and support the young
yeah.
man, because they have worked hard for this, and it's been a drug out season for Thomasville because we've just
start, stop.
no regular formation. We just play, stop, play, stop.
No continuity.
Yeah.
No
momentum.
no rhythm to the season. So, but our kids the last 2 games played well when they were in there. They took care of their business and played well. So I will tell you that Berrien County, after they got beat this past week, they fired their coach on the spot. So
Okay.
there'll be a coaching change there, and there may be some others going to take place.
Okay, all right.
Go Dogs.
There we go. Well, speaking of dogs, we got dogs with 2 G's.
Yes.
So Thomas County Central is going to play Winder Barrow Dogs with 2 G's. Give me your preview. You talked a little bit about last week about they like to score, but maybe don't like to defend as much. What's that going to look like this week?
Well, they're an offensive-minded team. I mean, they score about 30 points a game. They've got a real good quarterback who's thrown for right at 2,000 yards. They've got a running back that's run for 1,300. He's a big guy, runs really, really well. Big line of scrimmage on the offense, and guys that can catch. I mean, offensively, that's where they want to win the football games. They're giving up about 28 points a game. So, I mean, there's a real narrow margin of error there for them. Again, I think it's one of those games that if our guys show up and take care of their business, especially on the defensive side of the ball, if we can slow them down a little bit, I think we'll be okay. They do like to throw the ball a lot, but they do have balance with the big running back. And
your secondary is pretty good.
yeah, secondary has grown up a lot, and of course the defensive line's grown up a lot.
Play with a lot of confidence.
Yeah.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
They
We're
really
getting there.
are.
You're not where you want to be, but we're getting there.
No, you're getting there. Now.
Winder Barrow was interesting. They have a 5-4 record because of the situation with Appalachia. They were supposed to play Appalachia earlier in the year, and Appalachia had that situation with the school shooting. And that game, even though they said it was a forfeit, it really just didn't count.
No, it shouldn't count.
Yeah, it shouldn't count against or for
Anybody,
anybody. They have not defeated a team with a 500 record so far this year. So if you're Central, just go in there, take care of your business, do what you do. And you win that one, and you get the winner of Glen Academy and Rome. Of course, we're familiar with Rome, played them last year. Glen Academy's a team over there toward Brunswick.
Yep.
And they normally have one upset a year against somebody. So we'll see. I think Rome will be favored to win that.
But you got to take care of business.
I was going to say, it's one week at a time at this
That's
point.
right.
Rome has come a long way too, because they had a couple of buses flip over
Yep.
on the way to their preseason scrimmage, and it took them a while to get going.
Yeah, they lost their first 2 games and won 7 straight. So no question about it. And I think what Jim said a minute ago is very important. The fans, this is the time of year that if you're a fan, that you live for. I mean, and we're very, very fortunate in that all 3 of us are in the playoffs, and half of the teams, more than half the teams last week, their seasons ended. So this is nothing to take for granted. I think, again, and I know everybody's fans will be there to support their teams, but this is the time of the year. Every one of these are what Coach Bush used to say are money games.
That's right.
You win it and you move on, and you lose and you go home. So go out there and support them.
Yeah, that energy matters.
Big time.
A lot of times you're a little banged up this time
Yeah.
of year, and people, if you hadn't not familiar with these players, I mean, you've been working for a long time.
Yep.
That season is very long.
Yep.
So the energy that the fans bring really
Since last
does
spring,
matter.
I mean, they've been
Yep.
right at it.
Yeah,
So,
so-
go out there and support them.
Speaking of energy, you got Colquitt County, and they playing Wheeler. And didn't look like Wheeler has a good record, but you got a young Colquitt County team, see how they're doing. And I don't want to skip Cairo either, but
I
saw
thought I
Randy's
was looking.
face.
I said, "Man, he just admitted."
Yeah, well, I mean,
Michael's saying he was a dog.
I'm
He
just-
just skipped him.
I'm just trying to get your team fired up to go and take care of Douglas. You guys are going to be fine.
Cairo's number 4
Douglas
on
with
the list.
two
He went
S's.
straight to number 5, just so you all know.
did.
That's what
Yeah,
happened.
I've listed
Just
sheets.
skip right
Okay.
over us. It's okay.
Colquitt should be fine.
Colquitt should be
Colquitt
fine.
should be fine.
Even though they've grown up this year. Even though they're young.
They're not babies anymore.
That's right. So they got to take care of business against Wheeler. How are the cert makers going to take care of business
Well,
as they travel to Douglas?
I think we're pretty much healthy. Duncan is still, don't
Yeah.
not gonna make a call on him.
Fingers
Don't
crossed.
know. Yeah. But we're very healthy. We got all the Teals back.
2L.
2L's back. X is
That's
back.
half the team
That's
right
good
there.
right there. And so they're had 2 weeks to get ready, and so we go up to. We're going to play in right outside of Atlanta, not at Douglas, but there's a stadium that is used by everybody. It's a real nice place, and so hopefully there's going to be a couple of games there. So we're playing at 5:30 or whenever, whenever we get to play. But we're looking forward to
And
going
that's
up
Saturday, right?
there. Yeah.
What does Douglas do?
Douglas is he got a very talented quarterback. He likes to run it.
Dual threat guy?
Yeah, he can throw it. He can run it. It doesn't look like they've really, I haven't really seen a lot of physicality from teams against them. So hopefully we can go up there and put some red hats on them. And they do have their free safety and receiver is committed to Georgia. Apparently that doesn't mean much anymore, but it used to. And
They're not 5-stars then.
I don't know what he's 6'2", about 170 pounds. Looking at him on tape, he looks pretty good, number 0, and so he'll be back there. We'll have to, we don't throw it a lot, so we don't really have to worry about that unless he comes up and makes tackles from free safety. But
Which he could.
But he does play receiver some. So we just got to get after it. And like I said, we're healthy. It's on the Saturdays. Hopefully the big crowd will follow us up there. Our one-act play team is playing for the state championship right up the road in Alpharetta. And so we got a lot of folks from Cairo heading up Atlanta way. Hopefully we can win a state championship and one-act play, and then people can come back and have time to get to the game.
There you go.
Going to be a big
Support the
weekend
cert makers.
for the cert makers.
Big weekend.
And, traveling for the first time in the first round in a long time. But like I said last week, I think that's one of those things where the coaching staff can really get these players focused in and be like, all right, let's take it out on this team.
And it's a chance to do something big because we haven't won a playoff game on the road since 2011
Oh, wow.
when we beat St. Pius. So
Okay.
that'll be an opportunity to do
I
something.
was young then.
Yeah, we all were, weren't we?
Yeah, that's a week
I had
back.
some hair back in them days.
Been a
All
while.
right. So a couple other playoff games. So Pelham, we talked about last week, they're going to Johnson County, 8-2 Johnson County. So,
Herschel Walker's old high school.
all right, is that it? Okay, I
That's
didn't know
it.
that.
Sure is.
And then Mitchell County has Hancock Central. Hancock Central is 5-5. So hopefully,
What's Mitchell, 8-2, 8
yeah,
9-1?
somewhere in there. Maybe I think only 2 losses for Mitchell
8-2.
County this year. So hopefully these teams will move forward and make a playoff run. So we're going to move forward. We're going to take a break and we'll talk a little college football in just a minute. And welcome back to the Press Box, the college edition. We'll talk a little college football, and we're going to welcome the Georgia fans into the land of misery,
This
where I have been all year.
This whole end of the table is sad this week. I don't know why. Austin's been depressed all year.
I know, see,
and now Georgia's getting
it's
that.
contagious.
Y'all keep it on that end.
The
catching.
The only thing I can do is enjoy other people's misery because Florida State's so bad. You guys still got a good football team, but you lost to Ole Miss. We did, between the break, we did figure out Georgia's problem. We didn't know it was Michael Best, but it actually is Michael Best.
The karma was not right.
All that negative energy.
Kind of all that negative
Well, at least I was
energy.
by myself and nobody saw it.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I am not okay,
Yeah.
but everything's going to be all right.
We've known that for years.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, I don't know.
That was a toughie. That was a tough loss. Sometimes,
But, you know, I think back to a couple years ago against Auburn, and then we came back and won the SEC. Remember that game? We stunk it up
Yeah, it was
against
just
Auburn.
horrible.
And it was horrible. It kind of
40-17, we
Yeah.
got beat.
And then we came back in a couple of weeks and just blew Auburn out of the stadium. So I got hope that we will come out and play well against Tennessee. But when you see video of offensive linemen not blocking a soul, not one offensive lineman, you had to watch it 5 times so you see all 5 of them not block anybody.
With guys right in front of them.
I ain't talking about a look like we just brushed, didn't even touch him, olayed him.
And they didn't do stunts and blitzes. It was
They just
guys
came
right in
straight
front
by.
of
They
them.
got out of the way and let him through.
Is Bobo the offensive line coach?
He must be now,
He's
or either
gotta
they
be. It's
really
gotta
don't
be
like
his fault.
Carson.
There's a Bobo on the offensive line.
Yeah.
That made, see, there you go.
But he doesn't start right now.
No, he
But
doesn't.
we've got, you know, we don't have a game breaker on offense. And I know, you know, Etienne's hurt, get that, but, you know, we've used that 2 or 3 other running backs that could get it done. We got one can't hang on to the ball. You know, we got an offensive line can't open a hole for them at all. And the scary thing is if Georgia doesn't score from about 30, 40 yards out, they ain't going to score because they get down around in the red
Bogged
zone.
down.
They can't push it in. They don't have the offensive line to put it in.
Well, I think it goes back, and I said this weeks ago. There's too much on Carson Beck. There's just too much on him. I mean, if he doesn't make it happen, it doesn't happen. And he's just not that guy to be able to carry that type of load. And right now, unfortunately, because of what you're talking about with the offensive line, I think he's lost confidence in them. And that was the one spot that he kind of had to hang his hat on as far as feeling good about stepping on the field. Because right now, like you said, Etienne, which I still have not seen a whole lot from him. I mean, everybody's talking about how great he is. I still haven't seen it. Frazier can't hold on to the ball. Then you got Cash Jones, and that's it. There are no other running
Receivers
backs.
cannot hold on to a ball.
Leading the nation
They're
in
getting hit
drops.
in the hand.
Yeah, I don't know.
One guy hit in the face, man.
Jim's smirking down there on the other end.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking Carson Beck isn't worried about anything. He's on the sideline smiling. So
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
You're
and then
right.
I look over
there's
there,
no
he's
pressure on
smiling.
Carson Beck.
He's smiling, and I'm like, I am not smiling, and you don't need to be
He's
smiling.
thinking about his car and his girl, and if you're that age, that's a pretty good thing to be thinking about. I get it. But the biggest issue with Georgia right now, there just isn't one spot
Got a
on
lot
the
of little
team.
problems.
Yeah, there's no spot on the team that's elite.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of pedestrian.
Punter and kicker look to be
Now
pretty
that,
good.
well, when that's your highlight,
That's not the story you had when y'all beat Texas.
what? No. We said we played well that week. Georgia showed up, but this past week, for whatever reason, it just didn't happen.
And I'm full, and you know,
It's a reflection though of the whole college game.
It was the
I
rain.
think
It was
so.
the rain and Michael.
well, look at Alabama. Alabama comes out and plays
Michael
lights
calls
out
the
against
rain.
LSU.
Well, but that's LSU.
Michael calls the rain, Jim.
Yeah.
Yep.
LSU is not that great this year. They're kind of.
Well, but the thing is, though, Austin, I mean, really and truly, I think this is going to be a symptom of college football
Yeah,
from this
this
point
is
on.
what
I
it's
mean,
going to be like moving
There's
forward.
so much parity.
That's it. You just
Or you're losing your depth, right? So
and
you guys don't have the
little
depth you don't
things
have.
that normally for some of these teams really wouldn't affect them become big.
And now they're playing Saturday night against Tennessee. I'm going to be at the K-Row game, and
Well, no chance
I
of
haven't
negative
Listen on
energy.
the radio.
I haven't even told Kirby. I don't, he's got too much to worry about that. So I'm not even going to let
But
him know.
no negative energy this
I'm not-
time. So
well,
that
that's
may be
true.
the
It
difference
may
right
be
there.
may be the difference. I may not watch another game.
I
after
predict Georgia's going to blow them out.
and then I won't get to see another
You don't
game.
get to see another game. All right. Well, speaking of blowouts, let's talk FSU. They got blown out by Notre Dame, and Norvell fired some coaches. One of the things coaches need to do, and some coaches aren't very good at this. See Jimbo Fisher, but Nick Saban was good about looking at the mirror. Okay, what can I do to be elite? And Saban moved from a run game to a pass game. And he made some huge changes. What do you think Norvell needs to do to to rejuvenate this FSU football program?
You asking me?
Yeah, I mean, or what do you think? Maybe he needs to change.
Recruit better.
And I think that's number one. Is he's kind of got some guys that are known as good developers. You probably need to go recruit better.
Right.
You really
I
haven't.
think that's
done
what
that.
the 3 coaches he fired. I think he needs to hire some good recruiters with good philosophy and
Yeah.
the offensive coordinator, the receivers coach, and
The defense coordinator.
So defensive coordinator, and one thing, Kirby Smart's he is all about player procurement, right? You get good players, good things are going to happen. And if you can get them from high school and develop them, and but I do think he's going to have to change and be a relentless recruiter.
And I think this move was made to kind of send a message to recruits as we're serious about being successful.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
I mean, and I get it. Of course, firing the 3 assistant coaches is a lot cheaper than $64 million that it would cost to
that's
fire the head coach.
That's a smart move. And also, I mean, you look at Norvell's track record, you start looking around, well, who do you want? I mean, this guy has won, and when you win at Memphis, you're able to you win in different ways. So I do think, again, he's kind of a motivator type guy. You may want to have if you can recruit and you can get more competition within your team, I don't think you have to motivate as much. So he's done a pretty good job of this. So I think he can, but
These become huge hires, though.
yes,
Now,
yep.
massive.
Big hires, and as a program, you don't want to put instability out there. So that's
Right.
kind of the issue of like, is this a 2-year move for a coordinator, or are they going to just fire Norvell?
Right. Yep.
FSU seems to be the kind of place where they want to keep coaches and keep them on. They've kept them on. Really, everybody except for Taggart, where things weren't going well behind the scenes. So
Yep.
anyway, let's talk about stability. Let's talk about yes, no.
Always stable.
All
Always
right,
stable.
Always stable.
No
All
negative
right.
energy here, Michael.
Here
No
we go.
negative
No,
energy.
I'm on. I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
okay.
All right, Jim, everyone is sleeping on Ohio State. Everybody's sleeping on them. They're kind of lurking in the background, gonna win that national title. Are they sleeping on them?
A lot of people are. They're
Yep.
getting better with every week. The offensive line's getting better, and of course they got a great running game. So I think yes, they're sleeping on us.
Michael Best,
Ohio State's Ohio State. They're always going to be good.
you don't think so? You think people are kind of?
No, heck, there ain't, 2 in the country? I mean, that's not exactly sleeping on folks.
We're just kind of not talking about
Yeah,
them
but
nationally.
they put Indiana.
Yeah, Indiana's kind of taking a little shine away from them. So,
They'll
all
get a chance to
right,
take care
Of
of
course,
that head.
everybody's sleeping on Oregon is better than everybody right now.
all right. Randy, Georgia can lose one more, still get into the playoffs.
No,
You don't think so?
no.
I do.
No.
Well, it depends. If they get to the SEC title and they lose it, they can get
But
it.
see, that's just it, though. You start having to say, well, it depends on what this one does or that one does.
Yeah.
No, if they lose this one, the path is really blocked.
All right,
Yeah.
you say no?
Yeah. No.
I'd say no. There'll be no 3-loss team in the playoffs.
I think there will be a
I
three-loss
don't.
team.
I don't see a
There's just
3-loss.
too much parity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's too many too many teams with 2 losses, and
ESPN is already making the case, started today, trying to get some 3-loss SEC teams in there. It's already started.
No, I don't think
that's why I love the SEC.
That's right. All right.
not how things change.
That was sarcastic.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right. So for those of you who saw Carson Beck, he's trying to change his luck up. He had the eye black on with the cross.
I'm sitting back here. I know
All right.
he's loading it up.
All right. The eye black crosses did deliver, but if you're going the Jesus route, maybe he should have gone to your Sunday school. He should have tuned into your Sunday school. Yes, no.
That I've given a big old yes. I got to
All right.
get him by the Lord.
Yeah. All right.
By the Lord.
Michael Best Sunday School is the
Yes.
way to get out of this slump.
Yeah, that'll get him.
I have to say yes, but I want to share this too. The half of the game the other day, I posted on my Facebook page. How is this game not 31-7? And a Georgia friend of mine said, "Only by the grace of a kind and loving God." Anyway, yes, anything, Carson. Come on,
man.
Call Kirby about
Sunday
that.
school is going to fix Carson Beck.
No, Sunday school's not going to fix Carson Beck. His mind is elsewhere.
All right. If Oklahoma and FSU played, they'd both find a way to lose.
That'd be an interesting game.
It really could be.
Actually,
It really could
Probably
be.
going to overtime.
That's right. For 7
decide who's gonna
overtimes,
lose.
Negative
0-0.
the Florida game, that's going to be interesting. The way that's shaping up, of course, Lagway will be healthy then, though. so
Yeah, I was
never
going to say
mind.
it's not going to be interesting. No, we're terrible. I mean, we're like 132nd.
Terrible.
We're
Right, you're talking
132nd.
about my negative energy, and look
Right
at
to
you.
the
Well, it's not negative energy when it's true. You guys are like what ranked? You're gonna be
Yeah,
ranked
11,
7th or
12,
something like
whatever
that.
we
You're gonna
are.
be fine. Y'all get.
What's
to
the
place.
power rankings
Yeah.
now? Where's that?
Yeah,
from?
everybody loves power rankings. All right, Jim. Miami needed to lose to get into the playoffs.
They needed to lose.
Yeah, they need to lose. Alabama lost. Give them a little credibility.
Oh, God. Yes, with that.
No.
He won't
All
let
right.
that lie.
All right.
No.
No, you say no.
No, no,
All right, you say no. All right, for all you history people, I sure hope I got this one right. You know, the way
Is this what
Yeah,
was it?
the
Reformation?
no, this is the Maginot Line protects better than FSU's offensive line. You guys
Wait,
know that the
one more time?
Maginot Line from World War II? Okay, I may have totally blown this question.
They didn't study history.
You know, y'all don't know about like where the
I got
French,
you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The French built the Maginot Line,
yeah.
And the Germans just went around it.
Yeah. Well, that's
Does that
That's kinda
protect
what's
better than
happening.
FSU's
if Georgia
line?
had built it, they just go through it.
Yeah.
They just walk through it.
Yeah.
Just walk right.
Just go straight through.
All right. Well, anyway, history jokes have continued to fail on this show.
But at least it wasn't the French Reformation.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
Protestant
Reformation.
Reformation was probably the worst one. It was only in the 500th year of the Protestant Reformation. You guys like blew that one.
When you start throwing Brookwood test questions on at us, I'm sorry, we're out.
All
When he
right.
starts an explanation
3 public
before
school
the
guys
question,
here, come on. We do the best we
It's the
can.
truth.
We are doing the best we can. I'm not good enough, but we are trying. We'll see you next week.
There was a moment of silence
I
there.
have
talking
never
about?
silenced you guys. I was
Everyone
like-
was like, okay, wait a minute now.
Yeah,
Hold on.
yeah.
I mean, I knew what you were talking about, but I couldn't quite figure out the connection.